Hey everybody, welcome back to Prepper Junkie. Today we have another PSA firearm on the table. This is the PSA-AKP, chambered in 7.62 by 39. Let's get this review started. Alright, so we have the AKP here. This is a 10.5-inch barrel pistol. Obviously we have the SBA3 brace on the back here, and yeah, well, I guess we'll just start back here. So yeah, this is the SBA3 brace. They do have other versions. There's like the SBA4 brace and things like that. I think the SBA3 is still probably the most popular one. It does have a mount here for a QD sling. It is adjustable a few different places, and it does have a M4 buffer tube on here. Now obviously this doesn't have a buffer spring or anything like that. However, the nice thing about this, if you want to change to another brace, or if you want to SBR this, then you can take your brace off and put your stock on, you know, if you decide to go that route with the tax stamp. But yeah, it does have this on here. I don't see any need to SBR it unless obviously laws change. But yeah, it is good. Now we do have a standard castle nut right here, and it has been double staked. The staking looks pretty good. Now moving along, we'll go down to the furniture here. This is a Magpul grip. Love Magpul furniture. This is just the polymer one. There's no rubber overmold, which is my preference, but the grip is awesome. I do, as I say, I love Magpul products. It's got some nice stippling on there and some serrations on the back, so you can get a decent grip on there. And it has a little storage compartment, so you can add, I don't know, whatever you want in there. So it's always nice to have those little storage compartments. I typically throw batteries in mine and things like that, just so I have spares, depending on what gun I'm running at the time. So we do have the safety here. Now it does have, it's kind of like, now it used to be called their enhanced safety, but it's just kind of a standard safety now on all of their AKs. It does have an extended ledge right here, so you can get your thumb or your index finger on there, I should say, to manipulate that safety, and it works just great. Now the trigger is a single action trigger. It's a pretty decent trigger. You know, I got it running pretty well. It's got a little bit of take up. And there's no, like, doesn't feel like there's a wall of sorts. Now, obviously being as a single stage, you know, it's not like a two-stage where you have the take up, you've got the wall and then the break. But this one seems to kind of roll through. There's no real defined wall of any kind. It just kind of rolls through, if that makes sense. It's just a smooth trigger. There's no wall of any kind. The trigger feels pretty light. I need to put it on the scale, but it's pretty smooth. It's light. Let's check the reset out. Got a little bit of let out, and then the reset. The reset is pretty tactile and audible. It's definitely audible. And it's very positive reset. Decent trigger. Now, I don't have a problem with this trigger. It ran just fine for me, but one of the kind of recommendations I always suggest with, especially these PSAs, or any AK really in general, ALG has an AK trigger. It's relatively inexpensive considering, you know, price of guys like AR triggers. It's like 75 bucks, I think, the last time I checked. Anyway, it's really nice trigger. Highly recommend upgrading it if you're into that kind of thing. Now, with all AKs, this does have the paddle release. I love paddle releases. I think they're very intuitive. I love that about AKs. I love paddle releases. Really do like them a lot. On top here, this is your dust cover. Let me just kind of put that down here. So you have your dust cover here that sits on top, but the nice thing is they've integrated the 1913 pick rail, so you don't have to have that side mount that you kind of add. And it's like, those side mounts are like $100, so it's really nice that they've kind of taken that away, put it on top of your dust cover, so you can add an optic up there without having the added expense of buying another mount. So love that feature. Also, good job are. So the bolt carrier and the front trunnion are all hammer forged parts. So they're again, this changed a long time ago. This is their GF3 line. So all the parts GF3 moving forward are all hammer forged parts, which is what you want on an AK. You don't want cast parts or anything like that. So awesome. Again, they've been doing that for a long time anyway, but this does have the hammer forged parts again, which is what you want. Now, moving up, you have this awesome rail. Now, there is a ton of variety of AKPs on on PSA's website. If you like wood furniture, classic furniture, if you like rails like this, you know, they have a huge selection. I'll put a link in the description, you guys can check it out. But they do have a huge selection of rails, and I really like the more modern rails like this over, say, the classic looks my least favorite. The wood's pretty nice. Like the classic polymer, I don't like that too much. Then you have the wood stuff, which I do like, and then we have these rails, which are probably my favorite. I do like these because I can attach lights, lasers, you name it, whatever I need on here, I can add them with the M-lock slots that we have on here. And so I do like that feature a lot. On top, you have some more 1913 pick rail spacing. So again, I don't know what you want to add up here, but there's space to do it, whatever you want to do. Now, it does have a 10.5-inch barrel. It's a 4150 steel barrel. It has a 1 and 9.5 twist on your barrel right there. We do have some, these are your iron sights right here. And that's what I use for the review. They work just fine and pretty accurate. You have a mini crank brake at the front here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of crank brakes, but the nice thing is, again, if you want to change this out with AKs, there's a little piece that you just depress right here, and you simply rotate off your brake, and you can put on a flash hider, whatever part you want you can find for your AK that has the twist rate of the end piece here, and then just put it back on like so. I love that feature, super easy to take out. But I mean, this sucker produced some fireballs, which you've probably seen in the video, which is cool. But again, I think I would probably throw on something like a flash hider, or even a different kind of brake. You do have a sling attachment right here at the front, a little loop, as I say, so you can put that on with your QD sling back here. Okay, to fuel strip the AK, you're going to come back to the back of the disc cover. You're going to see this little button right here. Now, you can use your finger or whatever, or you can just use it like a piece of plastic so you don't rough up the finish too much. Push that in, and then you have a hinged disc cover on top here, which is awesome. You have your guide rod and spring, so you would just push that in and lift it up, and it will pull out. So that's your guide rod and spring. And then you have your bolt and your bolt carrier. Now it's filthy because I haven't cleaned it since I've been shooting. And we'll take the mag out. Inside you can see your fire control group and things like that. Super easy to take down. All right, how was shooting it? Shooting it was very cool. Love these little 10.5-inch barrels. Now the awesome thing with 10.5-inch barrels on an AK is the sheer fact that you're not really losing that velocity. Like an AR-15, if you go from a 16-inch to 10.5-inch, you're losing a lot of velocity. And that's not the case with an AK. Yes, you lose a little bit of velocity, but nothing compared to an AR-15. So if I was ever suggesting to buy an AK, I personally like the smaller ones because of my frame and my size. The 10.5-inch is perfect for me. Maybe if it was 6 foot something, maybe I want a full-size AK. But I really like the smaller AKs for maneuverability and being able to handle and things like that. Again, if I'm not losing that velocity, it doesn't bother me. So very cool. I'm only a few hundred rounds through it. Ammo's still obviously very expensive and hard to come by, and but I'm a couple hundred rounds through it, no issues, everything fired great. Love the little fireballs. The trigger's pretty decent. Again, I still recommend upgrading it, but you absolutely don't need to. It ran just fine. Anyway, that's it, folks. If you have any questions, any comments, please ask them below. I'm always happy to help out wherever I can. And if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, please do so. It doesn't cost you a dime, but it really helps me out, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And that's it. All right, folks, until next time, I'll catch you later.